Hey, what's up, YouTube? This video is in response to my Vogues post. So, I'll be honest, the first time I posted that video, the only reason I posted it was kind of make people mad. Because I keep seeing on these lowrider forums, oh, Vogues is a Texas thing, Vogues is a California thing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nope, it's a Chicago thing. So, I made that video to post it to make people mad, and I didn't expect it to have the reaction it did. That video now has like over 10,000 hits, almost 11,000 hits, and daily, and I mean every single day, I get questions about Vogues. I mean, do I really own Vogues? How many sets of Vogues have I owned? Do I think they're worth the price? What's the best way to clean them? I mean, everything and anything you can think of to ask about Vogues, I've been asked. And I think honestly, people are just sending me the message rather than reading it in the comments because people are jerks. You get one person who has an honest question that they ask, and you get three jerks that are gonna have some kind of a response to them saying, just ignorant comments. And here's my response to that: the only ignorant question is the one you didn't ask, because you know what, you still don't know. So if you really want to know something, then grow a set of balls enough to ask the question. Sit. So, I'm going to answer these questions to the best that I can. Honestly, as a man, to another man or woman out there, no one has sponsored me, no one is persuading me in every other way to answer these questions. I'm asking them honestly, truthfully, from my own perspective and from things that I've seen with my own two eyes and what brought me to that conclusion. Okay? So, here we go. Are Vogues cheap? No. The last set of Vogues I bought, I paid $1,445 and I think 67 cents. After it was mounted and balanced and blah blah blah. Okay. Same set of tires. Let's say Falcons. I could have probably paid half. So why did I pay double? Looks. That's it. Looks. What I say, Semisudos or Nitos, do they, as far as tire, I'm not saying looks, I'm saying performance wise, quietness, ride, do they compare? No. The only tire I would say that would compare anywhere to a Vogue, I would say, is a Falcon. I've had great luck with Falcons. I live in Chicago. Chicago is the home of potholes, man. If you got rims, you hate potholes, and potholes are bad here. You know what I mean? So you got a set of needles or Semisudos, and you hit a pothole, man, your tire's done, over with, gone. You just hope that the rims survive. You get a set of Falcons or you got a set of Vogues, and you hit it, they may not damage the tire at all, and chances are your rim's fine. So they're good. When it comes to tires, you get what you pay for. If you don't spend the money, it sucks. You get an $89 set of tire, yeah, you got an $89 tire. Now, we're not talking about tires. We're talking about rubber bands, low pros, you know what I mean, for rims. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so I had my Vogues on an SRT8. I've personally had those Vogues up to 165 miles an hour. They handled awesome. I've lit them tires up the way they feel. I've always felt confidence. When you drive a car and you're driving over 150 miles an hour, you better feel confident in that vehicle. You better know how that vehicle's handling, be able to feel that car. To feel like you really know that car. You know how it's gonna move. And I felt comfortable and I felt safe in them tires. Like, okay, I can do this. You know what I mean? I felt okay. So performance wise, I can't say anything. I say that I would say I've gotten the same results out of those tires as a Z-rated tire. Okay, that's my honest opinion. All right, quality. It's a really good tire. The only bad thing that I would say when it comes to quality is this. I honestly think that most of the time when you buy a set of Vogues, those tires are really old. They've been sitting in a warehouse for a long time, and chances are that those tires could be a year or two. I don't know how old they are, but I don't think they're as fresh as new as the tires a Goodyear or a Semisudo or a Nito or a Falcon. And the reason I say that is this: anytime that I've bought a set of tires, man, those tires, the reason I purchase new ones is because they're bald. It's because the treads needed to, wear out, and they needed to be replaced. Now, why did I replace my Vogues? Because they're dry rotted. Okay, now I'm gonna get the arguments with people. Oh, your Vogues dry rotted because you use bleach or you use harsh chemicals. Okay, when I was younger and dumb and I didn't know better, 16, 15, yeah, I was guilty of all that stuff. But let me tell you something. I own 2 detail shops. I did mainstream dealerships. We're talking Range Rover, Land Rover, BMW, Volkswagen, Dodge, GMC. I did them all. So I've detailed a lot of cars, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of cars. So probably a little bit more average than the average Joe that said I've cleaned tires before. You get what I'm saying? So last couple times that I bought new tires in their Vogues, because they dry rotted. Do I think they dry rotted because I used some harsh chemicals? No, because you know what? I took care of those tires. I'm a family man. You know what I mean? So when I was younger, I could customize cars and spend money stupid recklessly because I didn't have to justify the cost. Now, when you have a family and you have a family to provide for, it's different, right? Your priorities change. So you value things a little bit differently. So trust me, I took the extra effort to really make sure that I was doing my best effort to make those tires last. And man, they didn't. Nope. They dry rotted out. So would I say in the future, would I purchase a new set of Vogues? Nah. Honestly, I'm done. Like, as a family man now, not as a single man, and a family to provide for, a house, blah, 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 I can't justify the spending. I can't justify the cost. $1,500 for the set of tires and I'm buying a set of $1,500 tires every single year. And then look, if I'm, and that's if I'm driving, like, if I'm behaving, okay? If I take that SRT8 out, or if I take a car out, and man, I rip up them tires, boy, come on now. You can do some burnouts and really go through some tires, and then they definitely wouldn't last as long. Okay, so I'm just done. And another question I have is people ask me, is it worth buying knockoffs? What do I think of knockoffs? Mustard and yellows, mustard and yellows. In Chicago, that's big. I don't know about everywhere else, but in Chicago, it's big. They got these guys who will come to your house and they'll basically make your tires look like Vogues. And not a lot of money. I mean, I've heard as low as $100, and I've heard the same people paying up to $200, and so here's my opinion on that. And I'm not going to get in arguing with these guys because I know some of these guys are on YouTube too and, making these tires. Would I take the risk of having my daughter in the vehicle that on a tire that I know someone took a grinder to and grinded the side off? And if by chance I was driving on a highway or in snowy conditions or somewhere on the road that I had a blowout and I caused that accident, would I feel guilty? Yes. So would I do that? No. Nope. Here's what I say. If you can't afford real Vogues, then don't buy them because you can't afford them. Why would you jeopardize your family or jeopardize someone in your car because you wanted a knockoff to look like something? It's not worth it. Okay, and I'm going to get hate mail for that. I know that because what they're going to say is, oh, I'm just taking off some tread. I've been doing this 10 years and, they do the same exact thing, blah, blah. Okay, but they've perfected that skill. That's what they do. Okay, oh, that's what you do. Oh, okay, yeah. But you know what? If that's what you do, then why don't you open a factory and do it legitimately? If you're so good at it, then why don't you do legitimately, not in someone's garage or someone's driveway? That's okay. You're skillful. You got that skill set. Then go legit. Because honestly, I wouldn't jeopardize the livelihood of my family or anyone in my family or any one of my friends because I want a set of cheap tires. I don't need to be that cool. I don't need to impress nobody that bad to jeopardize my family. So that's the answer to that question. So I hate to say it, Vogues, man, and I'm sorry because I really, really like the way they look, man. I think they look sharp. But the days of me buying Vogues are just over. I can't justify the cost, for the amount of time that they last. That's it. And Vogues, hey, look, if you're watching this, then do something about that problem. Do something about that problem, Vogues. I'm challenging you to do something about the problems. Look, when you do a search for Vogues, my video comes up before you. You're the manufacturer. So if I've bought Vogues and all these people across the country are commenting saying they like Vogues, we obviously like them. But the average person is not buying them, okay? Either a person's buying them who's extremely wealthy or someone who's into customizing vehicles. And look, trends and things like that, they take off. You know, that's why you see all your advertisements in lowrider magazines and all these type of things. So this is a car guy saying, hey, Vogue, what's up? What's going on, man? Quality assurance. What's going on? I would like to buy them. I really would. But I can't afford to buy tires that they're going to dry right out. That if I'm lucky, season to season, they last. You know, so I think on your tires, you should have a date, a manufacture date. And the code, and it should be like encrypted. It should be in plain view, understandable. Just say 081516. So when you went to blah, blah, blah tire shop, you know, hey, these tires are 2 years old. I don't want these tires. You know, or, hey, I know these tires are brand new. Because that's my only legitimate complaint. So, again, to answer the question, if you have the money to buy them and money's not of concern, grab it. They'll make your car look sharp. If you're on a budget and you want a nice set of tires, but you need them to last, grab your set of Falcons. And me, I don't see buying a set of Vogues anytime soon unless I hit that Powerball. But that's just me, just keeping it real, man. So peace. Thanks for watching.